Hello, and welcome to PNN, Peace News Network. We're a progressive people in a peaceful place. We love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. We're connecting community and country with a sense of vision and purpose. Now here's our host, Bishop Sylvester Robinson.
Welcome once again to PNN, Peace News Network. You know this is your boy, Bishop Sylvester Robinson. I guess as you can see, we've been so blessed to be upgraded by Eagle Eye Production. I tell you, I'm excited about your future, and where we're going is much better than where we've been. Listen, we have some territory that we really want to cover, and I believe that this is going to be an awesome edition of PNN. In our society, communities all over, you could see from Seattle, Washington, all the way down to Miami, Florida, all the way over in Massachusetts, all the way down to Los Angeles, California, and states in between, that there have been protest after protest. It has not stopped. And because it hasn't stopped in any city, I know many churches, as we speak, I'm talking to pastors all over about reopening or a grand reopening of their church. And that brings me to this point. The pastor in Miami, Keith Butler, listen, I've partnered with him and his company, Impact Health and Wellness. He's come up with this ingenious idea, and I'm so grateful that he included me in this process to be one of his representatives. And we have what we call a church reopening kit. It's $255, and it entails one box of gloves. It entails 3 face shields. It entails 1 infrared thermometer. My God. It also entails 100 masks. It entails also a gallon of this gel hand sanitizer. And what I don't have, and what you don't see, you'll also receive a stand also that stands at the door, hands-free, that no one would be able to touch, but it would be right there in the entrance of your lobby. Listen, I'm excited about this. When you get ready to go into your churches, you need to make sure everyone is safe. By the end of the week, we would have a manual for each church. We'll have a manual where you can walk through it and show your church exactly how to reopen. And if you're not comfortable with that, you can contact myself or Pastor Butler. And directly you can contact me based on my email address that you see at the end of the screen. I believe it's going to be awesome for each church to have an opportunity. Why? We want our parishioners to be safe. We want them to be safe as they come into worship whenever you decide to reopen. Guess what? You would already have the equipment. You would already have the necessary items that you would need for your members to be safe. Let me share something with you. It is so important for us to be prepared, for us to be ready at all times. I'm not encouraging you to open now, but you at least need to have the necessary items in order for your church membership to be safe. We know that there's an uptick, right? All over many states. I'm in the state of Florida. It's one of the states that has now experienced a major uptick in COVID-19. And sadly to say, I love my member. Amen. One of our members have just contracted it. And that's why my heart is urging every pastor out there to listen. Take heed to what I'm sharing with you today. By all means, get in contact with me once again via email. And we have flyers that will be displayed. And I need you to do that. Why? Once again, there are protests that are happening everywhere. And you know what's been going on. What just happened in Atlanta, that has broke all of our hearts. The officer shooting someone in his back. We know everything that's happening in California. In front of City Hall, a young man was hanged. We know what's going on. And it seems as though it's not getting better, but it's getting a little worse. And then we have a president who is perpetuating the madness. I'm so grateful that there's a group of pastors that have made up in our minds that we say no more. We are sick and tired of this current United States administration feeling as though they could do what they want to do to us, say what they want to say about us, and then have the audacity to place rallies, to place RNC meetings on important dates that mean something to us. Oh, we know he reeled one of them back, but the impact has already been made. That's why, church family, church world, that's why not just the church, our African American brothers and sisters that are paying attention now. On Juneteenth, we celebrate it to its highest. That will be our 4th of July. We will not celebrate. We will not shoot one firework. We will not barbecue. We won't do anything on the 4th of July. It is a boycott. But on Juneteenth, and the beauty of it is, Juneteenth is on Friday, and it's also going into Father's Day weekend. We have some great fathers out there. Let's tie both of them in, because all we want to hear, because sometimes people want to change the narrative. The narrative is we're tired of being killed unjustly. We're tired of the injustice that is being done to us black men. Why do I have to continue over and over explain to individuals why we are protesting, explain ourselves away? Because now the hardship is, I talked to one of my members this week, and it broke my heart because she stated her son was ashamed or afraid to go outside because of the racism, and he didn't understand it. And the majority of his friends was white, and because they're white, he didn't know whether or not or how they feel. And now she has to sit down and try to break down to her son, who is African American, things that our white brothers and sisters don't understand. We have to talk about putting our hands at 10 and 2 when the police pull up. You don't have to do that. We have to always be harassed going in a store and somebody always eyeballing us. You don't have to do that. There's certain things that comes easy for you. But we've made up in our mind and says enough is enough. We're not just protesting anymore. We are going to boycott. We are boycotting the 4th of July. And I need everyone that is listening to me now. We got to do more. We got to affect the economy in order to wake up the consciousness of this administration. It is time to say no more. We're not going to take it anymore. We are standing on Juneteenth. That is our day of freedom, our liberation. And I believe you need to hold your head up high and just be counted. And you need to listen. You need to ring with a loud voice that I'm free, that I'm black, I'm proud, I'm comfortable in my skin, I'm unapologetic for it, I'm smart, I'm articulate, I'm beautiful. You don't have to apologize for anything. Walk in your skin. Be comfortable in who you are. I know I'm a little animated today, and that's because this thing is really hitting home. On the way here, it was on the, it was on the 15th, okay? It was on the 15th of June. I was coming back home from Deerfield, Florida. I stopped and got some gas. I shared with the person at the counter, she was white. And I shared with her, well, I'm going back home to Tampa. She said, oh, they're rioting there. I said, no, they're not rioting. I said, I'm from Tampa. I said, we had some disturbance. She said, oh my God. Oh, I don't know why I don't understand why they're doing that. It don't make any sense. I said, oh my God. So instead of me wasting oxygen, instead of me trying to make her understand, I really realized at that point, there's some out there just don't get it. The frustrations are high. And I want to talk to some of these Black Lives Matter young people. I love what you're doing. I'm clapping for you. But at the same time, if you don't vote, they win. If you don't operate, if you don't use your voice to vote, they win. And then I want to tell the other group, calm down. Calm yourself down. Chill out. Protest. Have a spokesperson. You are very smart. Calm down. Calm down. This is going to be a slow process. Don't look for a quick fix. I know there's some things that are changing in our local government, but this has to change on a federal level. We have to arrest their attention on a federal level, but we cannot stoop down to their level or behave in a way that they expecting us to behave. Listen, what you see is what you get. My imperfections, my flaws. This is new to me with the PNN. But I want to get a message out here to you guys, to the whole world, for you to see, to understand. We have to band together, not compete. We have to complement each other's moves. This is near and dear to me on this weekend. Happy Father's Day to every father. And for those fathers that are having challenges in raising your children and has been absent, it is time to get back into their lives. You cannot redirect the responsibility to someone else. Get back in your child's life, even if it's difficult. If you haven't been there, I'm not calling you a deadbeat. I'm just saying that you was just you got off on the wrong track. Come on back home. Do the right thing. Get in your child's life. It's going to be difficult. They're going to shun you away. They're going to push you away. But it's your job, Father, to get back in there. This is Juneteenth. I need you to email me how many fathers out there got this message and say, I'm going to cry, but I'm getting back in my child's life. And for those babies' mothers who's doing all of that drama and talking down to that father who's trying his best to get into his child's life, stop it. Do you see the anger out here? Some of this anger with the protest has absolutely nothing to do with injustice. Sometimes it has everything to do with the anger and the resentment that's in the hearts of some of these young boys who has the absenteeism of their father. And now it's perpetuating, it's boiling over. And that rage is inside of them. Everything is working in the mix. I'm talking about everything is working. In order to do a cake, you just don't use sugar. You just don't use just flour. It's a whole lot to make that cake rise. It's a whole lot that keeps us, the black young man, angry. It took a lot to get him to boil over to this point in this place. I'm passionate about what I'm talking about today because there's so much going on. You know, we're trying to reopen the church. We're trying to do this. We want to do this safe. We don't want to do that wrong. In the midst of a pandemic, COVID-19, in the midst of another pandemic, injustice to our black young boys, men, period, and then to a climate of our administration who is perpetuating the madness. And then it's Father's Day weekend. On top of all of that, then it's Juneteenth. Do you see? It's our responsibility. Every pastor everywhere, let's talk to our men. Let's talk to our millennials. Let's tell them how proud we are of them. But at the same time, some of them inside they're angry with their fathers. You see how this conversation just keep intertwining with everything? How can I talk about one without talking about the other? And then we got to talk about Juneteenth and be honest about what that means or meant or is. Because there's some people, they really don't know what Juneteenth is. And you know what? That's their homework. That's your homework. You go ask your parents. children. Parents, go research it and get a full understanding of what it is. I know I've been talking to you for a minute. I know that this has been an unusual PNN, but I want you to get it in my heart. For the first time in a long time, across America, we are going to stand up and shoot fireworks on Juneteenth. We're going to have an explosive time this weekend, celebrating our fathers the same way we do Mother's Day weekend. Then at the same time, we're going to tell them no more on the 4th of July, because we had our celebration. This has been a special edition, a super one. Thank you for tuning in to PNN. And until we meet again, this is Bishop Sylvester Robinson. Peace out.
This is Elect Lady Tammy Robinson. Thank you for tuning in to PNN. In the words of our bishop, peace out.